And friends, this is why we homeschool. Pregnant Chicago mom, Karshanda Hatter, and kids assaulted by school mob. Okay, this is what happened to a pregnant mom outside of an elementary school in Chicago, and you'll see how they're reacting to it now. So let's check this out. This is WGN News.
Top story now, a viral video on social media showing a mother and her children attacked by elementary students.
Winnie Deutsch live at Orville Bright Public School. And Winnie, some tell you that this has been an ongoing problem.
Good morning. That's exactly right. The adults who showed up at the school today say while they are shocked, they're not surprised. Take a look behind me. They tell me they are demanding accountability, saying the students involved should be expelled. We want to warn you that we are going to show you some of that disturbing video, and you may understand why.
I mean, expelled? I think they should be charged. You know, elementary school, like that's 5th, 6th grade. That's my son's age. He's 11. He's a kid, but elementary school kids have agency. They are sentient. Okay.
So many people are upset.
This is how we show up.
Chicago police escorted 33-year-old Karshanda Hatter into Orville T. Bright Public School Tuesday morning for a meeting with officials.
It's interesting that they left out that she was pregnant. Like that's a big deal that they attacked a pregnant woman and her kids.
A sea of supporters gathered around her, chanting. The Chicago mom is the focus of this video, seen millions of times on social media. She and her children were attacked by multiple other children Monday afternoon as they were walking home. WGN is not showing the full video as it may be too disturbing to watch. But here's what we will show you. You can see Hatter and her children walking as a group of elementary students followed and yelled at them. Next, you see the kids crowd around Hatter and her children. And that's when 2 of them started to punch them. Hatter was eventually thrown to the ground and jumped, as was her son.
Darkness.
So I'm just curious, not to be that guy, but this is a big city. This is a blue city. This is we need to have empathy for criminals city. We need to have cashless bail. We need to have all these things. So in a situation like this, logic would go, you have to instill law. You have to instill order. You have to strike the fear of God into some of these kids so that something like this never happens again. And if it happens again, they're dealt with. It doesn't matter if they're in elementary school kids. This is a mom and this is a pregnant woman, right? So how are they going to I'm really curious how are they going to deal with this?
They were literally waiting the way we walk home just to jump all of us.
So now we waiting.
Just to jump all of us. So I asked my kids to come to the next.
I mean, she's pretty beat up. She's pretty beat up. You could see there's her lips busted, her face is still swollen.
Side of the street with me, so they wouldn't get jumped. So we kept walking. They followed.
So she tried to avoid them. She tried to go in. She said across the street, right? She tried to avoid the conflict.
Us all the way there, and then they still fought us. They fought my son. They hit my son first, all in his face. Then they dragged me in the grass and pulled my little baby hair.
Hatter and her 9-year-old son were taken to Trinity Hospital in serious condition after the attack. According to her, this isn't the first time her child has been bullied, and she's hoping this will be the last.
I'm trying to get justice for my son.
Absolutely. And you deserve it.
And she's not the only parent fighting for her child. Those who stood outside the school say students have been terrorizing the community.
This has been an ongoing thing in this.
So my question is, okay, so should their parents also be charged? Because I would say yes. I think if this is happening, who's holding the parents accountable? Some of that is pretty evident. Maybe some of it is, well, these kids are just, they're kind of bots, right? They're just following the crowd and this mob mentality rule approach. Maybe there's some truth to that, but who's going to deal with the parents?
In this community, and the parents don't take accountability for nothing their kids do. If my kids was out here being messy, I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna let it be known.
And we have evidence of that, by the way. She said the parents don't take accountability. Okay, so check this out. There's a video of this girl, of this lady. Allegedly, one of her kids. She posted one of her kids is a part of this group. And Liz, is this her taking accountability? Check it out.
You know the whole city of Chicago looking for you, right? You and your little friends, cause you was grown yesterday. You were grown, and you was gonna jump somebody. So now they looking for you. You know that, right? You know I'm not helping you, right?
I'm not helping you, but is she culpable in this? I'm just asking questions. Is she culpable in this? Okay, let's go back to this.
And again, and back out here live, dozens of parents and community members showing up as early as 7 a.m. When we got out here, Hatter and her family are still in that meeting as we speak, talking to administrators regarding the incident. We do know CPS is investigating this, and we're trying to get more information
as
on
they
what's
should.
Next. Now, coming up at noon, you will hear from a state senator who also was in that meeting. I'm live here in the South Deering neighborhood. Winnie Deutsch.
Yeah, I don't mean to be the guy that connects bad policies to this, but I'm just curious. Like now they have police out there, but isn't police presence bad? you know, are you supposed to get rid of the police because the police are bad? Now now you want the police, right? So I mean, again, I don't know how you navigate this. And again, this is why we homeschool. Like I am not trying to be elitist in the sense of like, why would I put my kids in an environment similar to this one at a public school? Especially I live in California. Like I live in a blue area. So some of the kids have apologized. I don't want to highlight that, but I'm going to show. So this is the mom apparently put a video up from the hospital, right? And again, she's pregnant, and I'm not going to play the actual videos. So when I try to connect these ideas, right? And this is what and people always get frustrated at me. They always get angry at me. When I try to connect the ideas of like, hey, as a sensible person, as a follower of Jesus, you have immense access and opportunity to build something with your life. Perhaps, before you're married, you should be considering about the type of life you want to live when you're married. Perhaps before you're married, especially to the young men listening, you want to consider, am I building the type of life so that later I can allow my wife, when we do have children, to stay home for a season and take care of the kids and homeschool be an option? I understand the cost of living is high. I understand inflation is high. I understand all these things. Also, it's one of the simplest times ever to invest, to learn, to educate yourself, to develop skills, and to make money, right? And so what Christians tend to do is we disconnect these things from reality. That yes, there's bad policies out there, and there's crazy public schools, and there's crazy stuff being taught to kids, but what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Because you got one of two options. You either have to embed yourself in the school board system and be active and show up to all those meetings and the parent-teacher things and be really immersed in that, or you got to figure out a way to homeschool or go to a charter school, right? I think just sending your kids off to public schools nowadays, and I'm not saying all public schools are bad. I'm saying a lot of them have really traumatized kids that don't know any better and are coming from terrible homes. And now they have to engage with kids that might be coming from Christian homes. And those are just very converging worldviews that starts as early as elementary school, right? This starts as early as elementary school kids. And so again, when I talk about making the most of your time, talent, and treasure, when I talk about, hey, there's a future version of you that's depending on the current version of you to make better decisions. Listen to me, young men in your early 20s, in your mid 20s, while you're still single. Listen to me. Someday you're going to get married, and someday you're going to want to have a family, and you think it's all peaches, and you think you could do it on a dual income, and you think you could do it. And listen to me. Your wife is going to have a baby. We just had a baby. We just had our third kid. He's a week old. Okay, I'm sneaking away right now in between homeschool stuff to shoot this video for you guys. And let me tell you, that kid stays latched on to its mom. And let me tell you, that wife, that mom is not going to want to scurry her butt back to work in 8 to 12 weeks. So these things are connected to me. And I don't mean to keep harboring, but like, this is why I wrote Godly Ambition. This is why I wrote the book. Make the most of your time, talent, and treasure. I didn't write it because I don't see the issues and I don't see the things that men are dealing with, young women are dealing with, the tensions in our society. And so it's like, what kind of life are you going to build in the most technologically advanced, interconnected era we've ever seen, with apps like TaskRabbit, with apps like Instacart, gig economy, as well as educating yourself right now available to all of us. And I understand AI is here and I understand it's hard, but I really want us to think about this. I know this is probably not the direction you thought this video would go. So anyway, we have our Black Friday sale. If you want the signed copy of Godly Ambition, available right now at blessgod.co. Link is pinned up. We also have our discipleship bundle, or you can go get it on Amazon. I think it's like $20 on Amazon right now. But pick this up and really allow your mind to think differently about the next season of your life. Because I promise you, the next season of your life is coming, and you rather build it out now where you sacrifice a little bit and you sacrifice some then, so that you can curate and control the type of environment your children are growing up in. Because like, this is just sad. Like, I couldn't imagine sending my son in an environment like this, right? And this isn't, I don't think this is just exclusive to Chicago. And this is one of like there's a lot of hurt and troubled kids in these public schools. And you either got to have the time to engage and really be present in those environments and really be on it, or you got to figure out homeschooling or charter schooling or some type of hybrid. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think about this, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And we'll have the link pinned up to the Black Friday sale. All right, peace.